In this tutorial, I will demonstrate how to add dates to the virtual conference automated messages. You'll have to do this in between each virtual conference. So virtual conference 1 is what I'll demonstrate today, and then after that, before virtual conference 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, someone will need to go in and add these dates once we receive the virtual conference dates and times from course staff. So for this task, you will need these 4 smart sheets. The humanities, math, and tech, and science trackers are all going to look the exact same. The only thing different is the list of instructors that's on them, and then the main schedule and calendar. Now these are the exact titles of the smart sheets that you need, so if you don't already have them bookmarked, you can use this title exactly and it'll get you where you need to go. So I've already pulled those out for you here. We have our humanities tracker, math and tech, and science tracker. We are going to be looking over here. If you scroll, each one of these different colors represents a different virtual conference. So blue is VC1, the purple pink color, that's VC2, green VC3, and then we restart for the spring semester and repeat those same colors to designate the different VCs. So right now we're going to be looking at 3 columns. They each have in them message 1, 3, and 4. And you'll see that that repeats for each one, 1, 3, 4. It's not a mistake that there's not a message 2. Message 2 is completely automated and based off of when they register. So you don't need to set the date for VC or for the message 2 to send. You just need to set dates for message 1, 3, and 4. And these are going to be based off of what dates and times course staff submits in the main schedule. So let's hop over there and take a look. Since we're starting on science, let's go ahead and look at our main schedule. Now this is a Smartsheet report. So there's a few things different about this than a regular Smartsheet. You cannot add additional columns. What's here is what you get. If you change something in this report, it will change in their planning sheets. So there's only a few things in here that we need for updating dates. We're going to be looking at how it'll appear in registration. I find that to be the easiest column to look at. And then you'll see that it is divided by course. So we got AET, Arts and Entertainment Technologies, is up here at the top, followed by biology, chemistry, and so forth. Right now, what we're looking at is all of the virtual conferences. We can see which VC round it is using this column here. So VC1 is what we're interested in. Looks like they've already got VC2, 3, 4. They got all their VCs on here. So to make this a little bit easier to read and look at for what we're looking at, again, we're looking for this demonstration at only virtual conference 1. We want to use a filter. These filters you'll have to set whatever you want it to be. Each time there's no pre-set filters on a report, but it makes it a little bit more flexible. So what I'm going to set this to right now is VC round. I only want to look at ones that have virtual conference 1. I don't really care about the other ones right now, and in fact having them visible is probably going to confuse me. So virtual conference 1's all I want. Okay. Now I can see all of the virtual conference 1 times for each course. Let's go down. We'll start with biology since we are going to start with science. Taking a look at these dates, the date for message 1 is a reminder to register. That should always be the business day before their first virtual conference. So this is on a Monday, August 28th. We want that message 1 to go out on the Friday before that. All right, so we come back over into our tracker. Right now I'm doing biology. So I am going to go to the course and filter for biology. You will have to repeat this process per course since the dates are different for each course. So make sure that you have the correct course selected. I got biology right now. I'm going to go back over here to message 1, and I said that the business day before August 28th is that Friday, the 25th. Okay, so I have my message 1 date set. I like to set all of the dates and then drag them down. I find that to be easier than dragging each column down individually. So now let's look at this midpoint reminder. The midpoint reminder, message 3, is only going to go out to our larger courses. Some of our smaller courses, like if we look at AET, they only have 3, and it really doesn't make much sense to send a midpoint reminder as well as a final reminder. Those are going to be pretty much the same reminder. And so like for AET, you'll see here in a bit, we're not going to put a date in the midpoint reminder. So for biology, they're running Monday through Thursday. We could do a midpoint reminder on Tuesday and then a final reminder on Wednesday, and adjust if needed later in the semester. But I think for Virtual Conference 1, having that additional reminder will probably do them some good. So for the midpoint reminder, generally we're looking for a date that's in the middle toward the beginning middle. So when we're looking at 4 days, I'm going to put that on the second day rather than the third day, if that makes sense. So whenever you can't divide it exactly in the middle, always lean toward the beginning half. So we're going to put this midpoint reminder on Tuesday, August 29th. Okay, and then for our final reminder is set. You should not have to update any of these automations. These are already in place. You just have to add the dates, but for your context, this is where the automation is actually sending from. And if you ever can't remember when that reminder is set to send, you can double click on it and see. So for message 4, that's going to send at 9 p.m. on whatever date we enter into this column. And there's a reason that we send it at 9 p.m. at night. That's because some of our courses have virtual conferences that go until 9 p.m. So we want to have the reminder sent only to people who haven't attended. And so that's why that one is so late. This one also will only send if they have not registered for something in the future. All right, so coming back here, 9 p.m., it's going to send whenever we set the date. Keeping that in mind, looking at biology's last date, Thursday, the 31st of August, it's at 5:30. So having that reminder go out at 9 p.m. at night on Wednesday gives the instructors enough time to react and then attend. So let's go ahead and put it on August 30th. Here. All right, and so now I'm going to just copy those dates and highlight all of the biology instructors and make sure that those dates are present for all biology instructors. Just because you enter a date here does not mean the automation is necessarily going to send. There are conditions on the automations, so if an instructor is not active, it's not going to send the reminder to them. But you don't have to worry about that when entering in the dates. When you're entering in the dates, just go ahead and put in all the instructors for that course, and the conditions for the automations will take care of filtering out individuals that don't need it. All right. So let's take a look at our next course. We'll do a larger course. So biology was an example of a small course. Let's take a look at Chemistry 1. That's going to have a lot more instructors and a lot more virtual conference dates and times. So back to our main scheduling calendar. There's nothing you need to mark over here. This is purely for reference on this task. You're just referencing the dates and times here. So now we're looking at Chemistry 1, and they're going to have virtual conferences spanning, as you can see, over a greater period of time, and they have more offerings. So their first virtual conference is beginning this Wednesday, August 23rd. So we want to go ahead and get their reminder out the business day before that. Again, so that's not really going to change ever. Business day before the first offering. That's going to be Tuesday, August 22nd. For their midpoint reminder, it's spanning over a little bit more time. August 23rd through September 5th. If that's a little bit hard for you to visualize, you can always use this calendar here and filter for a course that you just want to look at, if you want to look at just one course. So let's make this look really simple. Is one of, and we're going to set that to Chemistry 1. Okay, and go. Alright, so as you can see, the filter applies to the list. It also applies to the calendar. So if you just want to see one course on the calendar, you can set that filter. Now I can see the full span of time that we're covering here. They are taking, it looks like, into account the holiday, the Labor Day holiday on this Monday. So if we can, we want to send notifications on other days, not the holiday. Alright. Looking at this calendar, a good midpoint reminder will probably be on this Monday. Since we're sending out our first message on Tuesday, that gives them 4 more or less days to react and register if they need to. And then Monday the 28th would be a good day for that midpoint reminder. The midpoint reminder just says, hey, virtual conferences are happening now. If you haven't registered, please do so. We have these other days that you can attend. So let's take that date, put it in here. And then for our final reminder, the final reminder says you have one final opportunity to attend for Virtual Conference 1, and here it is. So Chemistry 1 looks like they've thought about this a lot. This is going to be their final, trying to get everybody to come. If they haven't come already, they gave us some time to send out those reminders and allow people to react and register and plan to attend that final makeup. So I would say, because they were so generous about giving this much time, it looks like a good time to send out the final reminder would be on this Wednesday. Because keeping in mind that final reminder is going to go out at 9 p.m. at night, so they're going to see it in the morning on Thursday. They're going to see it on this day here, which gives them a couple days to register before the holiday. So let's keep that in mind over here and put August 30th. And again, making sure you're on the correct course, Chemistry 1. Take those dates, copy them. And paste them. So there you go. Now we've done a large course and we've done a small course. It's going to be pretty much the same process for all the rest of the courses. In the case like AET, like I referenced before, if it doesn't make sense to have that midpoint reminder because the midpoint reminder and the final reminder would be the same date, then just leave the midpoint reminder blank. If there's no date, no message is going to send. So in that case where you have just a couple of offerings, only do message 1 and message 4.